All right, good morning, YouTube. Good morning, friends. Welcome to my weekly web series on here on YouTube, where I go live, kind of doing a little bit of art, talking a little stuff. Today I am just working. Got the real quick rough draft of this new current watercolor image that I'm working on. It's going to be hopefully added to my Women of Power series that is quickly starting to be a thing. Um, and today I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about, and I wrote consistency in the title because you know some some days like most of us, just don't want to show up, and usually when I'm having days where I'm having a hard, let me grab a sip of coffee here. Some days when I'm trying to have a hard time getting started, creating art, feeling maybe I don't have the what, the motivation, or don't have the ideas, lack of inspiration, whatever you want to call it. Some days when that happens to me, I just have to sit down and get started. Whether that just be, kind of doing a couple quick face studies. I think yesterday I did some what I did some face gesture or facial expressions and gesture drawings. Just kind of get my mind going. I've had this rough draft outline kind of on the shelf for a little over a week. It wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sure if this was the direction I was going to go with it or not, but it does appear like it is. And as you guys have seen my other illustrations, you got women of power, women, warriors. Last one was a female Native American. And this one is just, it's going to be a woman working on a motorcycle, because women get the job done just as much as everybody else. So that's what we're doing today. I'm just kind of throwing in a little bit of watercolor pencil. Gonna work on the skin a little bit, skin tone, and then maybe I'll work on this motorcycle engine a little bit too, kind of add to that. Hope everybody's doing good today. I'm kind of just finishing up my last couple days. Jesse and I celebrated our 10-year anniversary of being together over this past week. We went and saw the two cellos in concert here in downtown Portland at the Moda Center, and that was really exciting and fun. So there was that. And then this past week, I've taken some time off from my regular 9 to 5 just to kind of enjoy that time off. Not really didn't really have anything special planned and things like that. But just kind of had that time off from away from the grind of my 9 to 5, just to kind of refresh, recharge, and get back to where I needed to be. So there's that, and I'm starting to get back. Need to get some things done, so I don't know if I'm going to be broadcasting live on Facebook or Instagram today. I have done that in the past where I don't just broadcast here on YouTube, but I broadcast a live Instagram story or Facebook story as I'm doing this as well. But I'm choosing not to do that today. That might change, it might not. But I did finish quite a few illustrations this week, since I have been having a little bit of extra time. And one thing about showing up, one thing about getting started and consistency and all this is leading me to a place where I want to have finished work. I want to have stuff that's print ready. Have stuff available to put on my website that's currently being under construction. So there's that. And just the interaction with you guys, and the positive feedback and comments, and all of that whole group of things. And it's stuff that matters. I want to work on stuff that's kind of thought-provoking, that matters, that is kind of goes with the sign of the times, if you want to put it that way, or however you want to see it. What you're hearing in the background is my free music archive. I've mentioned in the past, it's music that I found on the internet that is basically free to the public, and you can play it on platforms like this and not feel like you're not feel like you're harming any copyright laws or anything like that, or not. So back in consistency, back in showing up. There was one of my friends on Facebook, and actually, if anybody knows who Mary Forleo is, she had briefly launched or uploaded a YouTube video of her talking to a guy by the name of Steven Pressfield. And if some of you don't know who Steven Pressfield is, he wrote a book that's pretty popular in the art community called The Art of War, and he talks about the concepts of resistance. And you think about resistance, and you're asking, what do you mean by that? And what you're really looking at, what you're really thinking about when it comes to resistance, you're thinking about that urge to stop, or that urge to sit down and watch, binge on Netflix, or that urge to pick up that next drink, or that urge to do whatever other than what you feel like you should be doing to move forward, to further your career, further your goals, get on your path to achievement, things like that. So it's a really good book. He's written several others. I didn't know he actually written he actually had written the Legend of Bagger Vance back. It's been some time. You can't really quote me on when that movie came out, because I have no clue. But I did watch it. Not the best movie in the world, but pretty popular, especially in the golf community. And he's written several other books, but it's definitely worth a read and worth a look. The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And you talk about resistance, I definitely have the urges.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanical parts, automotives, cars and things like that. Or, I'll tell you. Excuse me. I need to take a little sip of the Java. No, one of the hardest things about drawing mechanical things is the straight lines. So we're going to bring out the old ruler. Flip the channel real quick because that's a little obnoxious. An artist by the name of James Raz, known here on YouTube as the Box Office Artist. He draws a lot of Transformers and Gundams, and he just loaded a Gundam piece that's incredible. He uploads some art that he says is like the most detailed drawing that he's ever done, and his next piece is the most detailed drawing that he's ever done, and things like that. But watching him draw these amazing images, he brings out the ruler and nails the stuff, and it's really technically sound and really looks amazing. So I definitely don't have anything against drawing using a ruler for straight lines. I've had I've had a I used to joke that I'm a decent artist, but I can't draw a straight line to save my life, and that's certainly is the case. I really have a hard time with straight edges. That's why when I draw landscapes and buildings and city scenes and stuff like that, I really have to kind of push through and fight that resistance, and just kind of do it no matter what. The actual engine for this thing is not going to be something that you'll probably see on a regular motorcycle. It's kind of like concept drawing. So it's artistic maybe. I think we'll go back to her for a little bit and kind of work on her hair. I really, one of the things I really love or enjoy about working on female characters and images, working on their hairline and their hair, which is funny because a comic that I had kind of created for myself that I never really published, but one of the main character loses all of her hair. So I always thought that was a little bit funny to have a character that doesn't have one of the things I enjoy drawing the most about females on her. But I did draw another character, which I do create comic book characters and things in my own mind from time to time. You guys call them, some people call them OCs, or call them what you want, but it's nice to do every once in a while. Obviously, a lot of people like the fan art, and do some of the fan art, but good to create your own characters sometimes. That's what I'm kind of doing with this Woman of Power series. So, I just realized this is supposed to go there. This is supposed to be a jacket, so color is a little off on that one. I'm just kind of wearing a blue jean jacket. The hardest thing to do, I think, for this picture is going to be her feet. Working out the technical aspects of these boots. You know, I mean, with any jackets or clothing or anything, you kind of want to try to get the wrinkles in there. You know, try to get them go with the flow of things. That's why when I'm drawing kind of the edge and the outlines of the outside, you know, I don't draw straight lines and just kind of draw the jagged little edges. Give the hint and the indication of wrinkles, and then later as I go back in, I just throw in wrinkle here, wrinkle there. Pants are going down. This part's going to be fairly tight, and the back of the leg's going to be right there. All right, coming along, come along. Let's add a little bit of blue to this jacket. Let's see. So the bad thing about, well, at least for me, one of the things I found about the bad thing about sketching out a watercolor piece, kind of as you're doing it, is some of the graphite from the pencil kind of mixes with the water and darkens in some of your lines as you know, especially with these watercolor pencils, you know, because I go through and I add the watercolor, and then, you know, I brush it out, and then that's where you'll see the darks of the pencils start to kind of mix. And like I said, I'm going to have to fix this collar line. Jackets. Pockets. today, one of the things I need to do or should do is fight the resistance not to go outside, because there's some little bit of work I need to do outside today, and I kind of get to that before it gets dark and wet and all that stuff. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so as most of us know, it gets here in the winter months, it's still pretty dark and wet throughout the time. So fight that urge. Her shirt is going to be a bright yellow, so that's going to be a struggle. Alright, let's add some water. Actually going to be receiving some watercolor pens after a while, so I'll be interested to see how those work and how those go. I've never used kind of watercolor pen before. I started with the brush a little over a year ago. I started really getting into the watercolor, the smoothness, richness of the colors, so I'm interested to see how that goes. Alright, my friends, I'm going to wrap this up here. Don't know how much more I'm going to work on this today. Probably a little bit later on in the day, I'll probably step down and, fix, work on this. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias to see the progress of this piece and all my other pieces. I appreciate you guys. Much gratitude and love. Take care of yourself. Don't let that resistance change the way you do things. So, once again, my name is Steve Williams. This is 2 Arts.